But I think for us, what's most important to note is that he was in um, Chud 2, Bud the Chud. and, and I think that's maybe the most important thing.
I haven't seen that in so many years. I was talking to Amy about it. It was very hard to explain it to her, but it all started with Garrett Graham, who I happen to like Garrett Graham a lot, who plays
Yeah,
Chuck. And it's because I grew
sure.
up on
Yeah.
Phantom of the Paradise, and he popped up
Yep.
in Cars and all these other fantastic movies, and I was trying to explain
Mm-hmm.
who this little actor, who character
Yeah.
actor was always behind the scenes, was in Bud the Chud, and she's
Mm-hmm.
never, and I couldn't
No,
explain what the movie
she's
was.
never heard of the cannibalistic humanoid underground dwellers.
I forgot what it stood for, but no. But I did get it about Toxic Avenger, so there's a start. I'm
Oh,
trying to
and
introduce
there's
you to Chroma.
the reboot's coming soon.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and I think it's going to be. I'm trying to. I, I tried to get her to understand how important Roger Corman was, and
Oh,
then
yeah,
by virtue
sure.
of that, she always thinks Roger Corman, because we saw a bunch of interviews with Lloyd Kaufman in a ball gown, and she
Mm-hmm.
always thinks that that's who I'm talking about. And so I
Oh,
had to explain to her that Lloyd Kaufman is like the a very low rent 30-year later version of
but
Roger Corman.
he's probably the last version of that we'll have in our lifetime.
Agreed. I agree. I mean, we gave us South
Um,
Park, right? Troma was the ones who
real,
put out
yeah,
the first movie.
well, yeah. Well, and he essentially gave us the Guardians of the Galaxy because he gave James Gunn his start
Did he?
with Puffy Chair. Yeah, Puffy Chair is one of their movies.
I didn't know it was a Troma
It
film.
was a Trauma film. Yeah,
Hmm.
it was like the only non horror comedy from Trauma ever. But yeah, I love
It
Trauma
makes
movies.
it makes you think of my childhood in the '80s with USA Up All Night and those
Uh,
late
with
night
Rhonda
B movies.
Shear and Gilbert Gottfried.
Yeah,
Yeah, I loved it. You
Tuck
just
all
kept
that.
hoping that they would. You always hoped they'd mess up and let one boob fly.
Yeah, they never did though.
they never. They always cut them
Especially,
out.
especially on those terrible teen comedy movies, where it's the
Like,
kid going to get laid for the first time or whatever,
yeah,
and the whole point
Zapped.
of the movie is to show the nudity, and then how do you
Yeah,
show it on TV and not show the nudity? I don't know.
right.
You know,
It's like watching Zapped back before Scott Baio was whatever he is now.
whatever he is now.